Today we're getting into a tool that is, I think, the real unsung hero of any workshop, the grinder. Getting good with this machine isn't just about sharpening your tools, it's about sharpening your skills, your precision, and maybe most importantly, your whole approach to safety.
So let's just jump right in with a question that, on the surface, seems like a no-brainer. In a workshop, what do you think is actually more dangerous? A tool that's razor sharp, or one that's gone completely dull? Really think about it for a second.
And the answer, which might surprise you, is the dull one. Yeah, the dull tool. It all comes down to one thing: force. See, a dull tool makes you push harder, and that makes it unpredictable. It's way more likely to slip and cause a nasty accident. A sharp tool, though, it just glides through the material, which means you have more control and a much safer time.
Okay, so if dull tools are the real enemy here, how do we fight back? Well, that brings us right to our main event, the grinder. This is the machine that keeps all your other tools sharp, effective, and safe.
So what exactly is this thing? Well, at its most basic level, a grinder is just a machine with a really fast spinning wheel. And its whole job is to either put a fresh edge on your tools or to smooth and shape metal. It basically keeps the entire workshop in top-notch condition.
And the source material we're looking at is super clear about this. It says right here, workers use grinders to keep their tools sharp and ready for work. This isn't just some random chore. It's a fundamental part of having a productive and, most of all, a safe workflow.
All right, before we even dream of flipping that switch, we got to talk about the rules of the road. In any workshop, safety isn't just a poster on the wall. It's a whole system, and it's built on a few really key ideas.
And it all boils down to these three pillars. You've got guidelines. Those are the non-negotiable safety rules, always. Then you have procedures. That's your step-by-step playbook for any specific job. And finally, standards. That's the benchmark for doing your work the right and safe way. You put them all together, and you've got a framework that's designed to stop accidents before they can even start.
Okay, with our safety mindset locked in, it's time for the fun part. Let's talk about actually putting the grinder to work and what it can do for you.
The grinder is so valuable because it's just so versatile. We're talking about putting a perfect edge on a chisel for those clean woodcuts, touching up a drill bit so it makes precise holes, or honing a plane iron so you get a finish that's smooth as glass. For every single one of these, the grinder makes your tools work better and makes them way safer to handle.
So why is grinding so important? Look, it comes down to these three things. You sharpen your tools, bringing them back to life. You improve how they perform, which feels great, and you secure your workspace because everything becomes easier and a whole lot safer. It's a win-win-win.
But look, using a tool is only half the battle. Just like the grinder takes care of your tools, you have to take care of the grinder. And that brings us to the super important topic of maintenance.
Now, maintenance isn't some big, awful chore. It's a habit. It's the simple, regular stuff you do to keep your grinder running the way it should, safely and properly. Think of it like a quick checkup for your car. You just have to do it.
So what does that actually look like? Well, first, you got to clean away all that metal dust and gunk so it doesn't build up and cause problems. Second, you have to give that grinding wheel a good look over for any cracks or damage, because a wheel failure is, well, it's bad news. And third, always, double check that the safety guards are in place and secure. These little steps are truly your first line of defense against big problems.
So let's wrap this all up. If there's one single thing you take away from all this, I want it to be this. There's a direct, unbreakable link between how sharp your tools are and how safe your workshop is.
I mean, the difference is just night and day. A dull tool is an accident waiting to happen. You're fighting it, using unpredictable force, and risking injury. But a sharp tool is like an extension of your own hand. It's predictable, you're in control, and that leads to good work and, you guessed it, a safe experience.
So we'll leave you with this final thought. A grinder keeps your tools in peak condition, but what keeps your skills in peak condition? Just like your tools, your own expertise needs constant care and attention. So keep learning, keep practicing, and most of all, stay sharp.